Thank you so much for tuning into another video. If this is your first time here, my name is Lauren James. I'm a Maryland realtor, and today I wanted to talk to you about ADUs. An ADU is an accessory dwelling unit. It's essentially a separate space outside of your main home that you can rent out to earn income or where other people can live. So let's say you had older parents, you wanted them to have a space separate from yours, their own kitchen, own bathroom, one level. Maybe you didn't want them up and down the stairs. You could house them in this additional space. ADUs are a good solution for people who want to house hack. House hacking is when you rent out the additional spare bedrooms or additional spare space on your property or inside your home for income. This can significantly offset the cost of your mortgage, which essentially keeps more money in your pocket. For most people, not all people, but for most people, your mortgage or your housing expense, your rent, is going to be your biggest expense. So, if you can reduce that expense or virtually eliminate that expense, you are keeping more of the income that you bring in for saving, investing, whatever you choose. Accessory dwelling units have been a conversation in Maryland for some years now, but if you didn't know, Maryland did pass a bill allowing ADUs October 1st of 2025. What does this mean? This means certain counties in Maryland that did not allow ADUs or had um, difficult processes when it came to permitting ADUs, that is now something that they're going to have to evaluate because across the board in Maryland, they have said you can have an ADU. So all of the counties or municipalities have to come up with processes and procedures that will not make it strenuous for people to have an ADU, and they have to come up with these processes by October 1st of 2026. So I'm going to just speak about Prince George's County because that is the county that I live in. Prince George's County does have a task force that is coming together to organize, talk about ADUs, and just figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to go about allowing this and permitting this. So the task force will have, it is my understanding as of now, they will have open meetings that the public can attend. So I did attend one, I think it was November 5th. I'll leave the link for their website below because they did upload that meeting, but it was in November and they came together. The community was allowed to come as well or RSVP for the meeting when you see it posted on their website. So make sure you check out their website because they will post a bulletin of when the next meeting is going to be. But that gives you the opportunity as a citizen of PG County to speak about how you feel about ADUs, any concerns you have, anything that maybe they need to put into consideration. They want to hear from the public, people who are going to be affected by it. And you might say you're not going to be affected because you're not going to have an ADU or you're not going to rent out your basement, but your neighbor may, which is going to affect parking, which in some communities we're already limited on parking. That could potentially, mean more traffic in and out of your street. So it could affect you. So just think about that. Consider logging on to the meetings and just giving your insight or just listening to learn more about ADUs, learn more about the processes that they are trying to implement. Because what the task force is going to do, they're going to take all this information and they're going to take it back to the powers that be in the county to decide together how they're going to do all of this, how they're going to orchestrate it, and what they're going to be mandating as a county when it comes to ADUs. I am all for ADUs. The reason being is because I used to rent out my basement as a short term rental here in PG County to offset the cost of my mortgage. It's very expensive to live here in the DMV area, as you all know, but you can do something about it. So if you have a basement, it maybe it's unfinished right now. This will allow you to say, hey, I'm going to finish this basement, but it's going to let you go a step above to actually make it like a livable space. And when I say a livable space, what I'm talking about is like a full kitchen. Can you live without a full kitchen? You can. You can have a hot plate. You can do whatever you need to do to cook you a little meal, or maybe you don't cook. Maybe you just eat out. So it could be a livable space if they just had a room or a space to sleep in and a bathroom. But we're talking about a full on kitchen being put in the basement. Before now, that was not allowed in PG County. You couldn't have a stove in um, your basement. I did speak to someone at the county level about this. They did let me know we do not allow stoves in the basement. So even in my basement, we have a kitchenette, but we don't have a full stove. With this new law, that is something that they're going to have to look at, they're going to have to review, and they're going to have to look at how to do it safely. This opens up more revenue for people, because even if you are somebody that is renting out your basement, if you don't have a full stove, or a full kitchen, you may not be able to charge as much as you could if you had that full kitchen. So keep that in mind. You could be bringing in more income with this new bill being passed and whatever adjustments they're going to be making with it. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the short-term rental licensing with that. Again, these are things that, will come up as the year progresses. We'll see what they determine. But if you or anyone else that you know may be struggling to pay their house payment, I encourage you to consider house hacking. If you're in a situation where you've been laid off, or you're out of work, you hurt yourself at work and you can't, work to the point where you can get a full paycheck. Maybe you're, getting disability, or maybe you're on workman's comp. Whatever the situation may be, where you have found that your income has been reduced or eliminated, and you own a home that has additional space that can be used, you're not using it, or maybe you don't need it, consider house hacking. House hacking will relieve that housing pressure off of you, getting that payment reduced or eliminating that payment, depending, on how much your mortgage is, or how much you can rent those additional spaces out for. House hacking has helped many people, but it's still not something that you see talked about often. But it is a way, especially if you're already a homeowner, to relieve yourself of some of that pressure from your payments. Also, it can help save your house. Don't be ashamed if you are in a situation where you cannot afford to make your mortgage, but know you have options. You can go to the National Foreclosure website to find out your options. But I do urge you again to consider house hacking, because it is something that could help you and save you in the long run. Now, back to ADUs specifically, we will keep an eye out for this just to see how it's going. I plan to continue to attend the meetings as long as I'm able to, as long as my time permits, and I will come back and let you all know what I can from the meeting. But if you are a Prince George's County resident, you are a homeowner in Prince George's County, or you are going to be a homeowner in Prince George's County, I urge you to go to the task force website that I'm going to leave below and attend the meetings, and also educate yourself. I will also leave the link for the bill for you to read and review yourself, to learn more about it. So educate yourself on ADUs, the options available to you now that Maryland has passed this bill. Okay? All right, that's pretty much all I have. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about that and get the word out as much as I could, because I don't know if a lot of people know that Maryland has passed this bill, but I think this will be a great thing for the state of Maryland and for the housing shortage in Maryland as well. All right, I'm Lauren James. I'm a licensed realtor in Maryland. If you or anyone you know wants to buy or sell a home in Maryland, I'll be more than happy to serve you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below. Are you interested in ADUs? Are you interested in renting your space to help offset the cost of your mortgage? Or are you interested in purchasing a home that you can use with the intention to house hack? Leave a comment. Let's talk about it. Until next time, thank you.